Welcome everyone to the Dianne Show. I know every week I say excited, but you really have no idea how excited I am today because I've been planning this for such a long time. This amazing woman here who is all into crystals, and I'm going to let her explain exactly what that means in a moment. But before that, I just want to say thank you all for joining us. Please catch us on the replay. Please share, please interact with us. Ask a question. If you have any questions you want to ask, so Binaa, welcome to the Dianne Show. You know I've been waiting a long time for this.
Yes, Dan, so have I.
So would you
Thank you
please
so
just
much.
explain a little bit about yourself?
So I was born in Canada. I was there for 13 years, and then I moved to UK. I was there for quite some time, and then I moved to Bangalore, South India, and that's where I got into crystals, got into healing, got into spirituality, found my roots. And India is abundant with crystals, so I just got into it in a big, big way. I've been into crystals for over 7 years now. I have a huge collection. I sell them. I teach about it. So yeah, that's how I got into crystals, and it's all just through experience. I've not done any workshops, just all learning and learning myself. Really, just completely taught by myself.
Well, thank you for sharing that. We'll talk a lot more about that soon because I got some crystals. And I just want to know what it means. It relates to everything. Well, thank you so much. And for those who are joining us for the very first time, I want to say thank you so much. My name is Dianne Ojar, and I'm an author, a business coach, um, host, TV, radio, and there's so many things. But you know what? Check it out. Google it. I so appreciate that. But this is really all about me bringing all these amazing people to you. So if you really have a question, please do join us. I would love to hear your questions. So we have someone who's saying, join. They're happy to be here. So I have all these crystals here, and guess what? All the crystal is on my laptop. So all the residue, and I'm just feeling that on the laptop. So let me get rid of that. So first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do? You're a clairvoyant and so forth, to explain what these things mean to our audience, because those are big words with big meaning, and many people can wear those hats and titles, but for most of us, we're really naive to what it means. So why don't you
Right.
tell us what that means? And I mean, I know you do many things. You categorize yourself as many skills and talents. So why don't you tell us about that?
So I'm actually a graphic designer by profession. So I studied in UK. And while I was working here in India, I was in a corporate job and I just got completely burned out, just overworked. And I started getting a lot of issues like panic attacks and claustrophobia, and I had to stop working. And then I started getting into alternative healing. So I actually, there was nothing that could help me. And then I did hypnotherapy sessions, and that was the only thing that actually helped me. So that was kind of my stepping stone to getting into this metaphysical whole sphere.
Mhm.
There's so much in it. I mean, it's just like a drop, literally, of what we're doing.
Mhm.
And that's where I was introduced to crystals. And my very, very first crystal, which is still my favorite, which I just want to show you quickly while we're talking about
Yes,
it,
absolutely.
is tourmaline. It's one of my favorite crystals. It's the first one I've started working with, and it's the only crystal that I still work with today. It's an excellent, excellent crystal that absorbs negativity. any days that I just feel like I'm feeling very lightheaded, and if you notice, a lot of people do feel lightheaded now, and it's mainly because we're always on the computers, and the more we're on the computers and phones, we're just using our mind. So the energies all appear, and there's no energy near the feet area. So you get lightheaded very quickly. So this is an excellent one to just ground you. I literally just hold on to it for some time, and it just like, just really radiates the energy back to the feet. Excellent crystal. So that's how I started, and that's how I got into the healing field. And each of these crystals, they resonate at a chakra. So the chakra are the 7 energy centers throughout the body. So how it works is whatever color usually with the crystals are. So this is like a blue crystal, lapis lazuli, a rough one. This comes from Afghanistan. So this would resonate at the throat chakra. So each chakra would have a color, so it corresponds to the crystal. So it helps to open up that chakra. That's how the healing process happens. So this is something that the more you use the crystals, the more you get into different healing, like Reiki, pranic healing, your chakras start to open up, your energies start to align, and then you become more sensitive to energies that are around us all the time, but you just become more aware of it. So then a person can become clairvoyant. They're able to see or hear or know. There's the different senses. So you just become more aware of the energies around you. So I can feel the energy of a person, whether I'm talking to them on the phone or whether they're doing a crystal consultation. I can usually guess, okay, yeah, this is what you need, and it's usually correct. So that's how it's started.
Lovely. So if you hold that one up again for a moment,
Yeah.
it's in a raw state. What's the
Yeah.
difference between the polish, like um well, this is a bit rough too, but it's a little bit polished, but still rough compared to if you have a polish,
This
right?
would
That's a polished one, right?
Yeah. So
So
this is
what's the
this is
difference?
so there's no actual difference in the healing part of the crystal. The only thing is some people prefer the rough crystals because they feel it's not been, it's not been touched. It's come from the earth. It's just like literally broken into a piece, and you've got it in your hand. This is how it is in the earth,
Mhm.
in the earth's crust. But some people, I mean, if you look at the polished, it's so beautiful. And
Mhm.
some of the crystals, they just like, I'll show you a bigger one. This is a honey calcite. So this one, if it was perhaps rough, might not look so beautiful. But if you see it in the light, especially, the color it just looks beautiful when it's polished. So it's just a matter of what you like as a preference, but I feel the healing energy is exactly the same. So I don't see any difference in that. And then, of course, some shapes you would get. So this would be a wand.
Right.
So this would have 8 sides.
Hmm.
So this is made in this way. So the energy gets focused at this point. So it's more powerful than, say, a piece like this.
That's why you have a pendulum. Now I have you on a full screen so people can see it better. And I'm in the
Okay,
background here. So even in regards to a pendulum, that's why we have a pendulum with a point. So,
right.
it, yes. Okay.
So this is a smoky quartz, same thing. So I find when I use these, especially for someone's healing, the energy in this is much, much, much more stronger than, say, like a rough piece. Just because the energy becomes very focused at this point. So the energy gets drawn from the top and then goes through the crystal, or it if depending on the intention, whatever you're using the crystal for. So if you're using the crystal for adding more energy into your aura, the energy will come in. If you're trying to remove energy, so smoky quartz is an excellent crystal to remove negative energy, then the crystal will come out. So if you keep it this way from your aura, like if you keep this between your feet, And if you keep it this way, with the arrow pointing out, that the energy will leave your aura. If it's this way, energy will come in. So you can use them for, particular things like that.
So let's stay on that for a moment. The energy you have, well, when you say the negative energy will go out the body where the positive energy is, but how does one distinguish where is the negative or positive energy
Right.
in a house, in a home? Typically in a home, because you wouldn't be walking around with these crystals, right, to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you distinguish if it's a good energy or bad energy?
So it's very, very simple. Say if you go out, if you're meeting people, if you're going to a party, if you're just generally meeting anyone, it could be a group of people, it could be a single person. Now, when you come back home, when you're away from that person or people and you come back home, you should see how you feel. Do you
Okay, I
feel, is your energy up or is your energy low? For
mhm.
some people like me, my energy goes very low. Depending on how many people I've met, it can even be one person.
Or even a conversation, if you had a meeting or a
Yeah,
conversation, it doesn't
even a
matter as long as
telephone.
you have interaction. For example,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
how we're speaking right now, if it's good
yeah,
energy, then I'll point it towards myself. Hypothetically, I don't have one like yours, but if I,
yeah.
let's say hypothetically, I point
That's
it
like a
towards
natural
myself,
one.
right?
Yeah,
So I can
yeah,
point it towards myself so that energy, I can pick up the energy. If I wanted to repel it, then you turn it this
right.
way.
Yeah, yeah. Now that's a very high energy crystal that
Yes,
you
you have
have there.
mentioned this before, yes.
Yeah,
It's,
apart from,
it's small,
yeah,
but
but
it's,
it's fine. It's a very, very powerful crystal, and it stores Reiki energy in a very powerful way. It stores a lot of energy and then expands it out.
so how is the best way to use this apart from, the in and the out, in terms of your hands, or in terms of you put it by your heart or your throat, or how can you also use this? If it's
Yeah,
Reiki,
so
well, if it's Reiki, you're talking about the bodies, right? So, and please forgive me because I'm all new to this in terms of, I have a lot of crystals, but this is what I do with it. So
yeah,
in this particular case, like what are the different ways you can use besides pointing it in your feet or by your heart chakra, your root chakra, your throat chakra, your feet? What's the best way to, or your hands? What's the best way to use?
so
I'm going to put you on again, just so
okay.
people can see better. Okay, go ahead.
So if you say, like, I just picked up a similar piece to what you have,
Yes,
this is
yes,
also a clear quartz.
yes.
But the clear quartz, again, like apophyllite, is a very, very powerful crystal. It's completely clear, but sometimes it has inclusions. You get it like this, and you get it usually in wand forms as well, like this. And it has these beautiful inclusions inside. There's like a little whole galaxy going on in there.
Yes.
So, um, so again, clear quartz is called a master crystal. This is one crystal that works on all the chakras,
Mhm.
and it energizes all the chakras. And this is one crystal that you can put any intention. Any intention can be put in the crystal, and it will work for you. So how to use it? So what I would do is say if if you're saying affirmations for manifestation.
Let's talk about business. Let's talk about finance and business, which is always everybody's
Yeah. So
challenges these days.
right, yeah. So an affirmation for abundance. So we can say it can be a very simple affirmation, something in the words that are comfortable for you. So for me, I would say something like, I easily attract abundance into my life. I easily or effortlessly attract abundance into my life. And while I repeat that 21 times for 21 days, I would hold this. So that energy is being stored in the crystal. So every time you pick up that crystal, it will leave off from wherever you left it. So with crystals, how it works, why is a crystal different from a stone that's found on the street? The crystals, if you looked at a crystal inside with a microscope, you would see each crystal has a geometric pattern. These patterns are different, but they're all geometric. So it's laced in a pattern in a way that it holds energy in a beautiful way. It just stores energy. Whereas if you looked at a normal rock, if you magnified it and looked at it, it's scattered. There's no pattern. So the energy doesn't get stored in that. as easily as it does with crystals. So that's how energy is stored. Now, how does it work? With your belief, with your intention, and the more you work with a crystal, the more it will work for you. So this it's no use just say having a crystal, keeping it in the house and not doing anything.
I
You need
agree
to,
because I have the crystal here just sitting on the altar and doing nothing. So
yeah,
this one I have, which is the one that's I'll show you some of the other ones, of course, that we have. So this one I can do the same thing as the
you can.
as you know, with the intention for 21
Yeah,
days with the
yeah.
intention. I was told yes, it was and this was not that expensive to tell you the truth. Locally here was about at this particular store was about $17 Canadian for this,
Okay.
right? But then again, you have these bigger ones, which really wasn't that in terms of price. I don't have the prices anymore. But this baby here
Yeah.
is very. No, go ahead. You
Sorry.
go ahead. No,
Yeah.
you go
So
ahead.
this is the same one, apophyllite, but it's green apophyllite.
Okay, just give me
Yeah.
a better shot on that.
So
It's
this is what
beautiful.
you call a cluster, and it'll have several points. So when it has several points, the power will be much more. So this is how it comes in its natural form. And because it has that light green tint, it works on the heart chakra. So that high vibration is
Okay.
going straight to the heart chakra. Yeah.
So one might be different, but a little bit similar. Might be this one. They have to say the names because I don't know the names. This is a quartz, I think it is. But this one, it looks like a coral. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
see it? It's a coral here. The back has a hint of a pinkish orange coral color. And this is
Yeah.
what it looks like here. I don't remember how much this was, but it wasn't that. Everything here was under, I don't think it was more than $100 or something like that, Canadian. So
Yeah.
this one, it's has some weight to it as well, but it's beautiful. It looks like the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what can you tell us maybe about this? But what I did know is when I went and how I would pick it, I would actually just put my hand and feel the energy before I picked anything. And that was since I didn't really pick it at random. Was
Yeah.
literally when I went into the store, which I frequently go to, like my eyes just went straight to it. These
Yeah.
crystals, some of them. There was so many, but it just even for example, when we talk about this amethyst, which is like a half a cone, which is I heard this is very unusual because the way it's cut, the way it was broken. It's like clean cut, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Now I know
That's
there's significance to that as well. And inside does not have a little bit of more crystals, but not really. They're very fine and tiny. I had bought one for a girlfriend too as well, and she puts oil in it. So what can you say about this as well?
yeah. She puts oil in it.
I think it's just, I think it's a candle holder or oil holder. You can do something with
Oh,
it.
I see. Okay.
But what
Yeah.
can you say
So
about these here in regards to, I know that I'm just confusing you probably now, but since I have this one
no. So
here,
amethyst. I'll show you mine as well. You get amethyst is a very very popular one,
yes.
and they have beautiful little points. And these are the natural clusters that you get. Yours is also a natural cluster. So if you look at yours, it's formed as a geode, so it would be in two parts, and they've cut it in the middle. If you just show yours again, like
Hmm.
the circular one. So this is a part of a bigger one that's been cut.
Hmm.
So this is a Brazilian amethyst. The Brazilian one, the darker, is a little bit darker, the purple. You get Indian amethyst, which is a bit lighter, but the Brazilian one is preferred more because of the dark. The darker the purple, the higher the value of the amethyst.
I actually was supposed to pick up, and I have it there waiting to be picked up, an amethyst stone. The thing is over 50 to 100 pounds or 75 pounds. It's huge. But when I went and it's the different forms, it's massive. It's like huge. I cannot lift it up. But there was a slit, and every time I go to it, it would just zoom in. And the owner of the store, when he just puts his hand in my back, it's like a total vibration. It's like a tuning fork
Yeah.
sense. It's incredible. I haven't picked it up yet. It's not. it has a good price. Let's put it this way.
But I feel that the prices abroad are much more. You should come to India and pick up all your crystals because they're much more
I
affordable.
have to, I hope one day to plan to go to India. So this one here looks, for some reason, reminds me of kryptonite. I don't know why. I think it's because, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can put this on the full screen while you talk about it. That might be easier for everyone to see. So it has like some of the peaks that you're talking about. It's all in there. So if you chip away, if you can see it, if you chip away, you can get some of the 8 points, some points out of it. Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there's a lot of points in it. Yeah, bigger
There's a lot of
points.
points in this one here as well. And the back, it's all very sandy.
Yeah.
It said, the crystal, you should actually leave it. Don't wash it off or brush it off. And what can you say about this one here?
So this one looks like a Himalayan quartz. So it is a clear quartz.
Yes,
So,
I know it's a quartz, that one, yeah.
yeah, it's a
Most of them
Himalayan.
are quartz. Most of them are quartz too as well. A lot of them come out as quartz. We have this one is the blue.
Yeah.
I had the name
It
for some
looks like
reason.
celestite.
Not sure. But it's it looks like if you have little tiny, oh my goodness, what's that word? There's some other crystals I had before that you can actually break it up. When you throw it, it breaks up, becomes a little fine, and it can be very sharp. It's amazing how each piece is so unique when you look at it in terms of then we have this amethyst I was telling you, and I don't know where this came from. I can't remember when I moved, but there's a little eagle, this amethyst here, and I don't know what, honestly, I can't remember where this came from. But I know it appeared and it has a little eagle sitting there as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit amethyst too. I'm not sure what the reason behind that was.
They usually have these little animals, are usually spirit animals. So I have a little owl like that, which I keep on my crystals.
Yeah.
So whatever your spirit animals are, you keep it with your crystals.
I'm not sure where that came from. Honestly, I don't remember purchasing it, but I know it appeared when I moved. And then we have this one. This one is, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sure. Aragomite?
Ergonite?
Okay, that sounds better. So it's a little bit light coral orange, brownish. In terms, this one, they all look like corals, like pretty much.
This looks like coral, yeah.
I'm not sure what this is for in terms of the energy, but I mean, they all work in synchronicity as well with your body. So, and it's funny, I never noticed this. Over here, you can't see with the light. This is all more natural, but this piece here, it's very white.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit whiter. I don't know if you can see it, but here's all natural color. And it's like, it's not like if you painted it white, but I guess around a little bit white. No, you paint it. But here's much whiter. So it's a two-tone in a sense, but the middle is coral and so forth. And then we have this little quartz baby here. Again, have all the peaks. Now, these ones here, you can see, literally, it looks like you can't see that.
Yeah, it looks like icicles.
Icicles, that's right. You probably see that. You're on a bigger screen than I am. So, yes, but it has it, this really reminds me of kryptonite. When you look at Superman, all the crystals are just sticking out all over. And, pretty much, it's very messy because it's still sandy. And that's part of the stone. But so in terms of business and finance, and like I said, everything right now is all crystally around here. And in terms of business, what would you recommend to someone, or finance or so forth? Because I know that is one of the questions most people have. What would you recommend for someone who is starting a business? Because I was told some of these to keep them in the office space, or what do you recommend for office and some for bedrooms and so forth? What do you recommend for that?
Yeah, so not all crystals can be kept in the bedroom. So I don't recommend.
Oh, really? Because all these are in my bedroom right now.
Yours are fine. Yours are fine because they're all crown chakra. And if you've noticed, all of yours are crown chakra ones.
Oh, really?
Every single one was crown chakra.
Oh, all of them are crown chakras?
Yeah. Okay, amethyst can be crown and third eye, but it's still the higher chakras. And those are the
I
ones
have
that you
no
are attracted
idea. I have no idea. And it's funny you should say any of that because I no clue about that.
to.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing my Guanyin lineage holder for the next
Ah,
6 months. So that's kind of ironic. But I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
it's a good thing so far, right? So
Yeah, it's that's
I
what I've
didn't know
never
that.
seen a collection that's only crown chakra. That's very interesting.
I don't know. It just
That's a very high vibration collection you have there.
oh, good to know. Thank you. Okay, so how do I use this to work with me? I just sitting there. I actually used to be in the studio, and now I
Okay.
took it into the bedroom, the main bedroom. So just because I don't go much in the studio, so I figured I had all my Buddhas and everything there. So
Yeah,
since I
yeah.
really don't go much in the studio, occasionally, and now I have my calligraphies and so forth in the main bedroom. I just figured I'd put it closer. But I didn't know it was all crown chakras. Nobody, oh, closer, no clue. So what does that mean?
Something I think it's almost like you're trying to open up the crown chakra or something that you want to do in the crown chakra that you want to get connected to maybe higher energies or they're all very spiritual stones. So like you said, you're applying for the Guanyin lineage, so that makes sense that you have these crystals
No,
because
this is way before. I've had this for a few accumulated for a few
yeah,
years now.
yeah,
So it wasn't
yeah.
something that was
So
overnight. It wasn't something that was overnight at all.
yeah, yeah,
It just happened to be over time that
yeah,
it just happened to happen
yeah.
to be, right?
It just like it's if you basically I always say when you're choosing a crystal, how to choose a crystal, use even before anyone consulting you, like how you said, you just get drawn to a crystal. That's the one that you just go for. You
Mm-hmm.
will your subconscious mind will always know what crystal you need. And then when you read the before even reading about it, sometimes when people read about the crystals, they get so overwhelmed. They don't know what to choose. So I always say, don't read it yet. Just don't worry about reading the meaning. Just go and see what you like visually. And you won't believe 9 out of 10 times, or if not 10 out of 10 times, they will always choose the right crystal without even knowing the meaning. And then when I tell them the meaning, they're like, oh my God, that's exactly what I need.
Well, the thing about it is, first of all, I just know most of them are quartz, what type of, the different kinds of quartz. So that's all
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I just know amethyst and the quartz. I have no idea any of the names to tell you the truth. I can't
yeah,
even pronounce the names or spell the names. That's another story. So to really say the collection I have, it was just, I went to the store, I asked, I said, what do you recommend? They'll point at something, or I just be, and this particular day, I remember the last time I went, well, past couple of times I went, and they just got some stock in, and it was full of crystals.
yeah,
And I have stones and other small stones around the place somewhere, pretty much. However, these are the ones, the big ones. I was like, cool, big is cool, type of thing. And I just went up to it and I just put my hands and say, okay, which one, and that was it. So I believe the crystals were calling me to tell you the truth. And for
yeah.
those who are just joining us, I'm here with Binaa. We talk about crystals and so forth, and that's her contact information if you want to connect with her and to find out more. Definitely, she's out in India as well. So coming back to the question of what, which ones should you keep in an office and which ones should you keep in a room? So for these, it's okay to keep it anywhere.
Yeah, so the high vibration ones that you have, I would keep it near your altar where you do your meditation, because it's where you're doing your high energy crown chakra exercises of meditation, right? That's the best thing that these crystals will help you with because it's activating the crown chakra. So where you're doing your meditation, keep these there.
Yeah, well, this is close to the calligraphies. I don't really do
Yeah,
meditation. So these are actually close to my high energy
yeah, any kind
calligraphies.
of healing or any
Yeah.
kind of, even if you're just sitting down for 5 minutes, taking deep breaths, anything where you're just, relaxing and sitting down anywhere, you can keep those crystals.
Mhm.
That amethyst in particular, you can actually keep next to your bedside table,
That's fine.
because yeah, that is an excellent crystal for anyone who has sleep issues. This is one crystal that I sell the most of, because of right now people are having a lot of anxiety, a lot of sleep trouble. They place a cluster next to the bedside table and they'll get a good sound sleep. And for children, if they're having nightmares, I would suggest to keep this near them. If they're, because they'll be getting scared. Even if you just keep a small tumble under the pillow, it helps children as well. So these are fine for the bedroom. It's just ones that are, like the darker, the orange ones, the yellow ones. These are more for energy. These work on the lower chakra, sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra. It's giving you motivation, energy. These are the ones you need to keep in your office where you want
What's the
that.
name again? Sorry.
So this one is Carnelian.
Can you spell it, please?
Yeah, Carnelian. And I'm wearing the bracelet, so then you'll see it. And this is quite a popular. This is the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in this beautiful orange color. Excellent crystal for energy. It's just buzzing with energy. It's a beautiful orange. I'm not sure if you can see it so well, but and even like these kind of yellow. See, with the yellow ones, you need to be very careful, because these are sometimes sold as citrine, and citrine is an excellent one for attracting abundance, wealth, money. So citrine is a very popular one for money. But the thing is, some vendors will sell this as citrine, and they'll sell it at a higher price, because citrine is very expensive, the genuine ones. But this is actually honey calcite. So you need to be very careful when you're buying the crystals. But this works on solar chakra. So this is again to do with motivation, to get things done, fulfilling your goals, action kind of crystals. You don't want to keep this in your bedroom either. Keep it on your desk where you work, the yellow ones. The darker ones like tourmaline, these are also okay to keep in your bedroom, because it's removing negative energies from the day. So, so you're able to relax more. So this is fine. Another one I wanted to specifically show you for money. So citrine is one, an excellent one. This one, but a very big one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a beautiful druzy inside it. If you can just see.
I'm going to make your screen a bit bigger. So
Okay, there you go. So this one has inclusions like this. These are natural inclusions, and these are called druzies inside the crystal. So you can see the crystal.
it looks like a planet.
Yeah. So this one is one of my
Beautiful.
favorite crystals, because this one is called moss agate.
It's like tells a story. Every time you look at it, you can get a story from it.
Yeah. And if you look very closely,
Yes.
it actually looks like the Earth's surface.
Yes.
And moss agate is a stone that is very, very closely connected to Earth. If you're connected to Earth, naturally you're going to get abundance, because Earth is abundant. You will never feel a lack of anything if you connect with this stone. This stone is excellent for growth, abundance. Anyone who's starting a new business, I keep this on my. I have two of these. I keep these on my desk, and I love the energy. And even if you're feeling a little disconnected, a little like too much energy in the head, this again will just connect you back to the earth again. It's a beautiful earthy energy, but it resonates at the heart chakra. So it's
because of the color. Because of the color.
Yeah. So the green and the pink crystals, like this one is rose quartz. They will both resonate at the heart chakra. The green and pink ones. Then another one for abundance is pyrite. You can keep pyrite in the office. An excellent one for manifesting money. Generally, an excellent one for business or work in general. Good for motivation. So I recommend moss agate, citrine, pyrite, and aventurine. aventurine is excellent for getting new opportunities into your life. A good luck stone. You take it to, if you have an interview, you take a aventurine with you. So all these stones together will work very well for attracting abundance and helping business, or even helping in if you're working for someone, it will help you.
So you also, thank you for that, and we'll come back to that in a moment. You're also into beads, correct?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so you keep talking and explain the beads that you have, and I'm going to get my beads.
Okay. So these are the crystal beads that you can wear. So because these kind of stones are very difficult to keep with you all the time. So if you want crystals to be on in your auric field for longer, for the whole day, I prefer wearing it this way. You can get in different sizes. This is 6 mm. This is 10 mm, or you can even get rings. So even though it's smaller, it will be more effective because it's on you all the time. It's in your auric field, it's touching the skin. So that will be working with you throughout the day. I take it off at night. Some people continue wearing it. I wouldn't wear this one at night because it increases energy. The blue lace agate is a calming crystal, so that you can wear at night. But I generally take them off. But that's how you use the beads, yeah.
Thank you. So this particular one was recommended. It's I don't know the name of beads. I'm really bad at it, but it's this is supposed
Black
to be for.
agate?
Sorry.
That looks like black agate.
Okay, right. So this is supposed to be for protection. Because
Yeah.
I'm home, I don't really wear it much when in studio and so forth because it makes noise. So and this one is it's not heavy at all, but it's actually it's a bigger size. Now this I know is tiger eye.
Yeah, tiger's eye, yeah.
Right, tiger's eyes, right? So I know this one tiger's eye. I got a couple tiger's eyes for friends. This one is smaller because I'm so tiny. So it's for. Why don't you tell us? I know it's for protection. It's for success. A couple
Tiger's
things.
eye, yeah. So this is a rough one of tiger's eye, so you can compare with your beads.
Mm-hmm.
I love tiger's eye. It's just so beautiful. Whether it's polished or roughed, it just always looks good. Again, this is such a popular crystal. This one is excellent for anyone who feels that they're not able to focus on what they're doing, especially when it comes to their goals. If you want to achieve your goals, you need a lot of focus, you need a lot of determination, courage, willpower. So this will strengthen your solar chakra plexus, and it works on your root chakra.
I used to wear all these all the time, and I don't because I've been home. So looks like I have to start using them. This one here, I know this is for success.
Fluorite.
This is fluorite. The different. It's not all the same color. There's a pinkish. Okay, wait, this is cam. It's a pinkish one here as well.
Yeah.
And the fluorite again in the beads again.
Yeah. So fluorite, because of the green color, it works on the heart chakra. But fluorite also comes in purple, which works on the third eye. So you have a few purple beads in there.
There's one here. There's one in particular, and there's a maybe this is intentional because they're all light green.
Yeah,
there's a whitish one. There's one purplish one here, and this one has this one is kind of interesting. It has a hint of it's like a purple with a line in the middle.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Then we have this one is supposed to be a chakra. Now I don't know how authentic this. I got these from all crystal stores, so hopefully it means something. So this one has all the different color chakras in here. Of course, it looks a little different because I've seen different colors for chakra to represent chakra. I also have the stones, and I should have brought that to show you as well. This one here is I can't remember what it is, but it's
that's carnelian, the orange one.
The orange, and then there's
hematite.
Hematite in this one. So what is this?
That's an excellent one for energy.
I really should start wearing these things around the house. I'm back again. I guess I used to wear it all the time, but because, and of course this is the amethyst.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
And I have some fashionable ones, but I don't even know if they mean anything. My daughter had gotten this is a one a friend gave me, and I don't
Okay.
know if it's just for um, if it's real or if it's just for fashion. And there's
Uh,
another one my daughter had given to me from Peru. And
oh,
I don't
okay.
know, no, not Peru, Nepal. And
Uh,
I didn't bring it, but so these are. So what we're saying right now is for those who are joining us, the different way that the custom means a lot for those who believe and those who don't believe. Well, the thing is, you do believe because it attracts people. When something draws you to something, you tend to question it. And then, in the old days, you would think people a little bit, in terms of so over obsessed, especially if you weren't brought up in that culture and community. But people more and more gravitating towards crystals or have an interest in that too.
yeah.
What's the best recommendation to clean the crystals? Because you have to clean the energy. Because
Yeah.
believe it or not, I have a lot of and I have it there. I have a lot of pendulums that I used to get for clients as well. And lo and behold, you'd be surprised because they literally eventually start to crack. But they pick up
Oh,
the energy, you have to clean it and cleanse
yeah.
it. So why
Yeah.
don't you mention what's the best way to do it? They say, put it in salt, um, and sea salt and different things on the moon and so forth. Or you have it in the singing bowl as well.
Yeah, so I don't recommend putting any crystals in salt, although like quartz can withstand the salt, but I don't feel it's completely necessary. There are many crystals that are softer, like say something like lapis or even tourmaline. If you put that in salt, the color will completely change.
Okay.
Polished pieces, the polish comes off. Basically, you're just deteriorating the crystals.
Mhm.
I don't think it's if you want to preserve your crystals, I really don't recommend salt. I've ruined many crystals because
No
of
salt. Okay. No salt. No salt.
because a lot of people
No
do
feng
this.
shui. No salt. In feng shui, they use salt. But no
A
crystals, no
lot of
salt.
people do
Okay.
this and they ruin expensive crystals. So all I do is wash it in tap water, just straight tap water, not the filtered water, not mineral water,
Hmm.
because it's just the natural water that they're from the earth that they get, tap water, and then I just keep it out in the sun for a few hours to energize it. Then it's ready to use. And before you use it, you hold the crystal, tell the crystal what to do. Put an intention in the crystal to connect with the crystal and to increase that vibration of the crystal. That's it, you're ready to go. Every time you want to energize it, wash it, put in the sun, and it's
Okay.
fine.
But I was told like this is all sandy at the bottom, and I was told most of them, because as you can tell, I have residue all over the place. Not to destroy it or cleanse it or wash it, to leave it. It's a good thing. You don't want to mess with it, so I just leave it, and it's sandy all over the place. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, some crystals can't be washed either. Like I've got selenite here. Selenite are usually grown in Mexican caves, and it's actually a form of salt. High vibration again, crown chakra. You might like this one. So very very high
I'll
vibration.
send you my address so you can ship it to me. Okay?
I'll send you. I've got so much selenite. I'll send.
Yes, absolutely.
So this one cannot be put in water because it will melt. So with these, what I do is you can smudge them. So if you have sage, if you have Palo Santo, any kind of even incense to some extent, if you just sage it, smudge it, it's also fine. And sunlight, I put it in moonlight. Full moon, put
Yes.
all the crystals you can put in the full moon. Beautiful energy. Yesterday was full moon. Today actually is full moon,
Yeah,
especially.
yes, it was full moon, but unfortunately, it's really hard to see the moon. Depends on where you are. So I am. I don't.
Yeah,
I may see the moon, but the fact is, even if you don't see the moon, you could just still put it in a still, knowing that
yeah, it's
there's
fine.
rays coming in. You
Energy
don't
will be
technically
there.
have to have the straight moon in there because then I probably have to put it in my vehicle outside and let the moon hit it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it's out all night, It's fine. It'll
Close to the
collect
window.
water.
As long as it's close to the window outside, I guess that's the best you can do, especially in Canada as we speak. As
Oh,
a
right. Yeah,
story,
that's true.
right? So hold on.
Windows, window is fine. Yeah, yeah.
And what about the sun? Is it too strong to put in the sun or just the moonlight? Can you use sun as well?
Um, See, the sun, crystals like the dark one, like say tourmaline, loves the sun. So this can be in the sun all day. I have one just out there all the time. But some crystals like your fluorite, the lighter ones, the ones that are more translucent, I wouldn't put it in direct sun because over time it will fade. So, but I just put it outside, so not in the direct sun, but in the shade. It can be outside, and even just for even like half an hour is fine.
For
That's
light, wherever there's light, for
yeah,
window,
yeah,
wherever
that's
there's
right.
light, just
Yeah, yeah.
if you were to say right now, someone who doesn't have a crystal, who's thinking about crystal, which is the one crystal, doesn't have to be a big one, small one, which is a one crystal. And definitely right now, before I say that, we're speaking with Binaa here, who's an expert in crystals and beads and so forth. So check out that same information there as well. And catch us on the replay. It's really interesting. I have to go back and listen to this and write down the names of all of these. So maybe what you can do is you can go back to the recording and actually write down the names of the crystals, the different crystals, or something that we can work with there, or share with me something that we can something very simple, definitely. But come back to my question. Thank you. What if somebody were to invest in a crystal, regardless if it's $10, $20, $50, whatever the case may be, but just start with something that's affordable? What would you recommend to them to start with? If you had to
So
get just one for the moment
yeah,
before you start a collection.
I prefer tourmaline because I feel, especially now, everyone's on their phones and laptops and computers, and not many people are grounded. And especially with the COVID situation, the financial instability, you become very ungrounded very quickly. Your stability can go very quickly. So for that, just for that peace of mind, and that you just feel a little bit more grounded, more connected to earth. The more you feel connected to earth, somehow you just feel like everything will be okay. So it's very comforting to have a tourmaline. I know some people actually hold on to this and sleep. So I think my own personal experience, I think a first crystal tourmaline is the best one to start with.
Good, thank you so much. So, for those who are not joining us, I want to thank you so much. Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. So, why don't you give us some words of wisdom? Anything you want to tell us? So, anything you recommend, also about how they can contact you. I know I have your contact information there as well. So, what would you like to say to everybody before we leave?
So I have an Instagram page, ocean.blue. If anyone wants to ask any questions, I do free consultations. If they need help in selecting a crystal, you can have a little chat with me, and I'm more than happy to help you out.
But thank you so much. And for everyone there who is actually listening and interested in this, definitely I would encourage you to go back and listen to the record because there's a lot of information that was shared here today. Definitely so. And it's always interesting. And for everyone who's been joining us, thank you so much. It's always interesting to learn about these. And I know the names are difficult, and I know it's not something you can do overnight. And if you're really interested in learning more, I urge you to really go and ask the right questions. Go hang out at the crystal stores if that's easy for you. Connect with Binaa. But sometimes, going in the store, connected with that, it's actually feel it. But I always say to people, just go and connect with it. Literally, when I went in there and there was like a kid in a can, and my girlfriend was with me, and she would like this one, and it was a little bit, it's okay in the price. And when she left the store, I went back and I bought it for her. And I surprised her with it, and she loves it. And it's just a connection, and she had that connection. And of course, with these as well, I just had a connection with it, and it really is all about the connection. If you don't feel something, that means you don't have a connection with it. Don't force the connection.
Right.
Don't force it. That is the worst thing you could possibly do, is to force it. Only because. So it's, and that comes from the mind, because you're working with the mind. When you force it and say, no, because I want this. Now, if you want it just for decoration, that's fine. But you have to understand that, and there's no right or wrong to a certain degree. If you don't know what you don't know, it wouldn't hurt you if you don't know. But if you consciously know, that's a whole nother story. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. And there's so much we could talk about. But Bina, I want to say, I know this was long in the making. And I wanted to find a way how to show the crystals as opposed to speaking about it, because then nobody would know what we were saying. So the radio doesn't work for this, right? So finally, and thank you for coming on. And please do check out Bina's website. And I know there's some other things that you are working on as well. And your brother is very, I have to get your brother on the other show to talk about the prana, meditation and so forth. And that's a whole nother story. So definitely we'll talk about that as well. But I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you, Bina. I know it's late there right now in India.
Fine.
And but it's always fun. Always wanted to know. And I didn't know that, that really is in my mind. Here's the thing about life, and correct me if I'm wrong. We don't know what's planned for us. And I didn't know I was going to do Guanyin, the lineage holder, but I'm registered for it, so I have no choice now. And the funny thing about Guanyin, she's the Day of Compassion, Mother Guanyin, and she actually works through the crown chakra. And I did not know that all of these has to do with the crown chakra. I didn't know. But the ironic thing is what you're saying is we don't know why we do the things we do.
Yeah.
And even if it's a job, we didn't get a job or so forth, I believe everything happens for a reason. And ever since like in 2012, when I did my NLP and hypnotherapy, prior to that, I would have a lot of pressure in my head. And I tell people right away, I said, this is not a headache you have. People who connect with me, this is not a headache. I know this for sure. And it's funny, it's always about the head.
Yeah.
No idea that this meant this until this very moment. So what I'm saying is this pretty much was preparing me, or vice versa. We don't know where our intuition, our soul, our gut, our breath of life would lead us to. Now you have me thinking more about, or maybe I'm overthinking it. That's a mind. That's to all of us. But at the end of the day, we know it's all fast because we're here and we have to learn more about who we are, what we're looking for, and just trust. I always say you have to trust and surrender to trust.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the ultimate moment because I know, I'm Dow hands. I also have different levels, and this is another ultimate level that's leading to this. So I want to thank you so much for letting me know this, because now I can understand this. As we start our training, I could focus more on this, and maybe you can help me in certain affirmations or
Yeah, of course,
and so
definitely.
forth, invocations, so how to activate these better.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we can talk about in terms of these things. So I want to thank you so much. I want to thank our audience. I know, like I said, catch us on the replay. Until next time on the Dianne Show, this is Dianne Ojar and Binaa Permaar.
Yeah.
And I have to stop and say, just to make sure, thank you all so much for joining us, and check it out. Check out her website. See what she has to offer. I know you ship from India as well.
The crystals can be shipped. Yeah. Yeah.
It can be shipped as well. And I know she has some really cool stuff as well. And here's the thing about it. Is the prices better from India and to ship it as opposed to what you're getting here as well?
So the shipping might be a little bit more, but
But in terms of when you weigh the quality compared to what you're getting, there's
the
the
quality
value.
here, I find the quality of crystals amazing here, and the prices are just, you won't get them anywhere in the world. You won't get as cheap as you get in India. So I think that way, even if you pay for postage, you're still paying less than what you're paying somewhere else.
Somewhere else, absolutely. And that's something to think about. But anyway, I want to thank you so much again for your time. And
Thank
I
you.
want to say bye to everyone. Until next time, the Dianne Show. Take care. Have a good one. Love you guys. Bye.